So this is my NXT review. We had a great face-to-face between Ricky Sainz and Obafemi. Obafemi also confronted Dark State earlier. You had, what was his name? Dijon. I don't remember his name, but you had, you know, a great confrontation between them two. Now he's no longer tag team champion. Saquon Sugars is the tag champion along with the other guy from Dark State, which I think is good for him because he is actually I will probably say, out of the group, he's the best wrestler among them. And I think in tag teams, you need at least one established guy who can really like structure the match and carry it all. I think this show was mainly to hype up Deadline, and I think it it did its job modestly. I think probably most excited people will be about Ricky and Trick because of their promo which happened, and first time in NXT history, the NXT Championship will open up an NXT PLE. So that has also like now made this match interesting. That maybe they're having this open. Maybe they're gonna have Oba Femi win the championship. Maybe have Ricky Saints, because the way that they had Oba Femi interact with Dark State, and then his like confrontation with Ricky, it kind of feels like they can have Oba win the championship and then have Ricky chase it again for the last time, that because it kind of makes it look like that they can still do some stuff with Oba, because Oba can do stuff. Like he has a feud with Javon Evans that can finish with Javon finally overcoming Oba Femi. You have, him going up against Dark State also. You can, extend this Ricky Saints feud by one more match as well. So I won't be surprised if they have Oba win, because the whole story is like, Oba is like that win was just an aberration, and Ricky is like he is doubting himself, but then he was confident also in the end that this is not a fairy tale. I am the champion now, so they can continue this for one more match. Like have Oba win the championship, and then lose it near WrestleMania season maybe. Apart from that, you had the Iron Survivor Summit first between the women, and JC had a pretty great promo, essentially trashing everyone. Loud boos for Kalani, and then she was blaming Jordan for losing the TNA Women's Championship, and then it turned into a brawl, and Kendall, Sol Ruka, uh, what Lola Wise, the baby faces stood tall. One thing that I have liked, that the top stars from Evolve, at least in the women, like the way they have made the transition from Evolve to NXT has been seamless. It doesn't feel like they are in like foreign territory. It feels natural. So I think they must be doing something good in Evolve, that they are having, it doesn't feel like something like out of the ordinary when someone like a Kendall Gray is there. So I like that, and they are giving her, opportunity to shine too. And one thing that I would say, that the NXT audience is also very good. That they are receptive. They are not like hostile like the old ECW crowds used to be whenever a botch used to happen. So I think they are good with that. You had a lot of tag action tonight. You had, you know, some six. I think the women had a tag team like Fatal Influence faced off against the baby faces, and the baby faces actually won with Soul Ruka pinning JC Jane. So I think clearly now we're probably gonna get JC versus Soul Ruka, and because you also had, Zarya spearing Kendall Gray and everything, so it kind of feels like we'll probably have Zarya turn heel on Soul Ruka, and maybe that way JC Jane retains. But does JC Jane retaining make sense? If you're not having like a Fatal Influence breakup, it doesn't really make sense to have JC Jane not lose to Soul Ruka, because you can still have Soul Ruka win and have Zarya turn on her. It's just that JC Jane has defeated almost everyone there is to beat. Like she has defeated literally everyone. I think apart from maybe, I think, Kalani, but I don't know. Maybe she has beaten her too. Like who is there? if you're not planning maybe Soruka, then maybe Kendall Gray or Zarya. Only these are there because Blake Monroe is the North American champion. So I don't think, and they're not gonna do heel versus heel. So we have to see what's happening there. So you also had Thea Hall versus Ariana Grace, which Thea Hall won with a unique Kimura. You had, Joe Henry giving the choke slam to a Stacks also. And then you had like a funny backstage segment with Ethan Page in the car. He didn't realize that Mr. Iguana was there also, and now he is probably going to face Ethan Page for the NXT North American Championship at Deadline. So I'm liking Ethan Page's reign. It kind of is like that he's not gonna lose, but the feuds have been fun. Even though they have been filler, but they have been fun, and I think Ethan Page has put all his work into like making sure that whatever he is given, he has turned it into gold or he has turned it into something that works. And I think you need that kind of guy on the main roster sooner than later. Like you could just give him any championship, be it the United States or Intercontinental Championship, and just book him like he was in NXT with the North American, Canadian Championship. So, and he will do great. He doesn't need to have like feuds with top stars to make sure that the feud is relevant or the title is relevant as well. And you also had the men's, tag team to see who will gain the advantage. The match was fine. The only thing was that when Miles Bone tagged in and they were inside, they could have just like pulled him off, uh, taken him to the corner and tag in. But they were just like, oh, how did he tag me in? And then he won the match. You also had Josh Briggs defeat Tavion Heights after chain distraction and anything. They still have that Josh Briggs push there. So let's see what they do with that. I mean, best of luck to them. He is like the Ridge Holland now, but of course less. Versus you also had OTM versus Chase U, and OTM won the match with their weak ass finisher as well. So probably I can see Dark State probably facing OTM next, defending their tag titles. So yeah, that was the show. What do you think about the show? Tell me in the comment section. If you like this type of content, like this video, share and subscribe. If you don't, then share it with those who do. My social media accounts are my Twitter/X account and my Instagram account links are in the description. So go follow me on that. My UPI ID link, which is shareboy@okicici, is also in the description. So go donate any amount of money which you can, which can help me make YouTube a permanent career option. So that was it for me for today. So thank you. Goodbye. Alvida.